Good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas. Today we're on to our program on Rising Men. Yesterday we closed up for Resilient Roses program, and tonight is for our Rising Men's program. And this program to our Rising Men is the last program for the year. That's exactly why we're here, and I hope all the men in the house will be able to join us. Good evening once again, everybody. Merry Christmas in advance, and of course, a prosperous new year filled with joy, health, happiness. Okay, guys, this is our topic: the new wineskin for our men. For our men, all the men in the house. You guys should better come in here. Let's talk about this. And for our ladies in the house, you as good as contributing to the topic if you truly want to, right? Men, we are in the season of Christmas. What are your plans? I know men plan Christmas by planning maybe for them to travel home, spend it with their family, but are they really spending it with their family? Are they really spending it with their family wholeheartedly? The thing is, some of our men, when they travel home, they in the spirit of Christmas, they call it all Christmas outings. They begin to go here and they're leaving their wife and children in the house. I will advise you, if you know you're a married man, whatever you are doing, include your family. I'm not saying you should take your family here and there. No, it's not even advisable you take them everywhere because it could be dangerous. But have them in mind. The topic is new wineskin. Our men should please think of having a new wineskin instead of old wineskin. Whatever habit you used to have, leave it in the past. For the single men who are yet to get married but always on anything on skirts, please, you see this Christmas, change yourself, change your attitude, change your behavior, right? If you know you want to get married, stick to that person you are going to marry. Don't just stick to that person and frolicking at the back in the spirit of Christmas. Like I said, Christmas carries a lot of things, but comport yourself as a man. And we have to warn our men in the house. Men, you see this Christmas, just like we, the normal human beings, are planning for Christmas, so is the devil planning with his agents this Christmas. Many, if care is not taken, will fall into this temptation. And we don't want that for our men, no matter who that person is. We want our men to be in good health this Christmas. Do you know that I know men, more especially singles, and also married ones, during Christmas period, they drive around with their car, they chase girls, even the married ones, they kept on toasting girls up and down. Who do you think you are toasting? In case you don't know, even ghosts appears this period, moving up and down in the name of a single girl, walking up and down the streets, and may God help you if you go and carry that one. We have heard stories of such in the past and in the present of men who carries ghosts in the name of girlfriend and thereby ruining their lives completely, destroying themselves. So please, we're saying this so that our men should be able to know that the Christmas is meant to be spent with your family. So please, our men, all that glitters is truly not good. You need to be careful of the things you do, of where you go, because men, it is time you people change for once. That is for any of you who truly wants to change, because if you don't want to change, whatever you see, you take it. Christmas is a thing of joy, but Christmas for some of our men are those times our men used to go up and down carrying different women aside from their wife that they left at home. Hi, Victoria, welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Victoria, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, Merry Christmas once again. I'm so excited you are here.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't come up on time. I'm so sorry about that because I had a lot going on. You know, this is festive period. So
I
that's why
know.
we're trying to do everything this week so that by next week, we all can use next week to organize ourselves properly before
I know.
venturing into Christmas proper the upper week. So it hasn't been easy for me. There's a lot going on, you know.
Right.
Last hour preparation, let me put it like that. So how are you?
Same thing. I'm sitting here, so overwhelmed with all the things I have to get done for my events tomorrow. So I
Yes.
just feel like, oh, I want to scream, and everybody's wanting to eat something special. I'm like, no, I don't have any energy for anything special to cook today. Like seriously, eat whatever is in the fridge. Well, because
Honestly,
I'm only one person, right? You can only do so
yeah.
much. And I'm looking at all the list of the things I have to do, and I'm like, ooh, I've not even done half of it. And some people want special okra soup, some people want rice and this. And no, I can't. No, I can't. We've talked about this, knowing what we can take and knowing what we can't take, and just so I'm trying to prioritize what is urgent and what is not urgent. So right now, nobody can get me to cook anything. We're gonna eat what is in the fridge. And there's soup, so just eat the soup. I'm not gonna make any new soup today. I gotta finish my
No
work.
worries. You still gonna do something special on Christmas Day.
You said what?
You can't run away from it. You know that.
I know, but
You're still gonna cook something special on Christmas
oh
Day, and you
no, no,
can't run
yeah,
away from
yeah,
it.
for sure. But I'm just telling them today I
All
can't.
right, Victoria. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, I can't today.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Victoria, for coming up. And thank you for joining us. Like I said, tonight is our last program for our rising men. And the topic for today for our men is new wineskin. I titled it New Wineskin because it is time our men begin to think of a new leaf. I know it's going to be difficult. Men hardly changes until something terrible happen, like something, let me just put it like near death syndrome. That's the only thing I have seen that maybe tend to change a man a little bit. But
What did you
if they
call
don't
it?
want to, I
What did
call
you
this
call it?
the title new wineskin for our men. New
New
wineskin for our
wine?
men. Yeah, new wineskin, like pulling out old wineskin and acquiring new wineskin. It actually means
Oh.
living a new life, right? Trying to change for better. For those of them who are willing to change for better, because we've had series of events where men complain. For example, let me use something like this as an example. Some of them complain they can't find a wife. They tell you there are so many women parading up and down the street. Why is it I cannot find a wife? Because according to them, they are looking for someone to marry, but they can't find that person. But what I feel that is happening to them is because they are still in their old wineskin. How can you find somebody to marry when you've not even changed yourself? Men need to know this. It's only when you change yourself, then that's the time you can find that person you truly want to connect with, you want to share your life with, you want to be with. But when you're still in your old wineskin, that is your old behavior, maybe behavior of toasting women up and down, parading in parties 24 hours of you, then clubbing 247. Then when you come out from the club, you say, there's no woman. I didn't find any wife. There's all these girls parading up and down are not wives. No. I think the problem is our men. You can't say they are not wives. The problem is you because you are still dealing with your old wineskin, your old being, your old character. You have refused as a man to change to a newer person, readjust yourself to be able to see if you can find a wife. You need to readjust yourself and try to see if you can locate that girl God has assigned for you to be your life partner. But when you're still living in the same character, how do you expect to find that girl? And it's unfortunate how they say there are so many girls, yet they can't find anybody to marry. When our girls are everywhere, you're saying you can't find anybody to marry. Maybe they are attributing what they see outside as something that is not good, forgetting that that's their lifestyle as well. The way you live your life, the way you choose to behave is what you will keep seeing as a man. That's the type of, even like any girl they meet, is the same attitude you possess, the same attitude you're gonna get. But there's something with our men. Our men wants to be that king that owns it all, that has it all, and on top of that, living his best life to the fullest, going out whenever, in fact, being married and single at the same time, but they want to get that virgin. Let me just say a virgin, very nice, humble, just in fact timid. Let me put it like that, timid, so shy that she can't talk to anybody. They don't want that virgin to come outside and see the light of the day, but at the same time they want to live the life they want to live. Now this will not work. It will not work. So that's why I'm saying that if only our men should begin to change their character. You can't just walk up to a woman and say a woman should change the way she behaves for her to get married. It's insulting. To me, it's insulting and degrading of our women, because the man that is saying a woman should change, what happens to you as a man? You think you're above the law, you can't change yourself, so you can't change your attitude, you can't change your lifestyle to be able to find someone to marry. It's vice versa. So they can't go about telling only women to just change because you want to marry them. And that's why I always tell women, stop pretending, but stop living a life of pretense. Be who God has created you to be. If it works out between you and that person, then you know maybe that's how God destined it to be. But you can't as a woman, be bottling yourself or pretending, living a life of pretense as if you're a virgin when you know you're not a virgin, just because the man said you should change. I think the thing is, our men should begin to change. That's why I said the new wineskin. They need to leave their old wineskin and put on the new wineskin, so that they'll be able to attract that which they are aiming for, which they are looking for. We've had series of our men, more especially the ones that live outside the country. Each time they come back, they will tell you, I came back to Nigeria, I didn't find anybody to marry, and I went back. That's a lie from the pit of hell. What I ask them is, you didn't find anybody in a whole Nigeria to marry? No single soul? How are you yourself? What are you? How do you live your life? Where do you go? Who do you mingle with? Because you can't be that person who smokes, who drugs, who clubs 247. Of course, you meet your kind. You meet the kind of people that does the same thing you are doing. Then you expect to see that person you want to marry. No, you can't see that person. The day you see that person is the day you tell yourself, I'm done with this old lifestyle. I really want to settle down now. I'm really not of that age to waste anymore. By the time a man begins to think like this, that is when a man will find a woman actually meant for him, or a woman that is supposed to be his woman. Why change? And it's not even something mild. It's always something disastrous, something near death syndrome, before any man can change. And when that happens to them and they decide to change, life, you don't expect someone else's daughter to go there and start carrying burden. Nobody even prays for that. So the best for our men is this Christmas, they should not deviate. They shouldn't deviate. Years pass, and also even till today, there are some people in the village, I've seen them, they travel to village with their families, but they leave their wives at home, and they left in the name of Christmas fever, parading up and down, living their life to the fullest, being a married and a single man at the same time. And the woman is not to question them. Even when the woman questions them, the villagers will tell the woman, sit down, he's the man. He has every right to do this and do that. But it's quite unfortunate. Even on 25th day, there are some of them I know. On 25th morning, they leave their families in the name of they have somewhere to go. Then from somewhere to go, some of them do come back like on 27th and 28th, when they must have spent Christmas with whosoever or wherever they must have spent it. These are some of the things I have noticed that our men do every Christmas. That is why when some women, when you ask them, are you traveling home? Majority will tell you, I don't want to go. Because some women, married women's Christmas are not always the sweetest one. They go home heartbroken. They come back heartbroken. Some will tell you they prefer to stay in town. If the man should go, let him go. They prefer to stay in town. Why are they saying this? Because of the things that happens in the village. Because of what they see in the village. You go home as a family, then you find yourself single and alone with just your children. The so-called man is nowhere to be found, all in the name of attending meetings in the village. From the meetings, they don't come back home. and they tell you it's for meeting. Which meeting? Does it meeting from morning till the next morning, if not occultic meeting, if I may say? Which I know is not what they went for. I'm assuming it's not what they went for. So that's why instead of Christmas being a thing of joy to some women, it turned around to become a thing of sorrow and pain. If only our men can change to new wineskin and retract their steps so that they can enter the new year with happiness, joy, laughter, and light, with full energy. Then for our singles, Christmas is a thing of joy and also a thing of sadness and sorrows for our singles. That's why we treated it yesterday for our resilient roses that girls should be careful with these women. A lot of proposals are going to go on. At the end of the day, nothing. Some will be abandoned. Oh, yes. Even as we speak now, it will happen, but we're not seeing it. By the time it happens, it happens. Then, because we are treating rising men and for them to change into their new wineskin, our men should begin to look into this. Like I said, I don't blame some women that doesn't fancy going to village anymore because of the things they see in the village, right? I'll allow Victoria to speak on this now before I proceed. Victoria, please, what do you have to say? Like I said earlier on, we don't have the power to change our men, but if only they can listen to us and know where they are hurting women and learn and change, at least and change for their own good and as well the
Exactly.
good of their family. Please, let's hear from Victoria.
Yeah. No, you made very good points. I think men have forgotten that, or that the society is changing. What it used to be when it comes to finding a wife is no longer what it is now. Women are more enlightened, women are more empowered now. They have their own money, they have their own resources. And a lot of women did see their mothers struggle and suffer. So they're not willing
Yeah.
to give up their life for the sake of marriage. Marriage is no longer, marriage used to be something that was, cherished, and and was really, everybody, every young girl looked forward to that as a child. You see little girls play about their wedding day, about cooking, about cleaning. And because of people's experiences, that's no longer the case. So people are not looking at marriage the way they used to look at it before. And I hope that men do realize this and begin to change, to change to be able to find a wife. So if you're saying that you can't find a wife, what are the things that you're doing? Like you said, the man, you have to change to be able to find the right partner. And some of the things that they should be paying attention is, are they active communicators? Do they know how to actively communicate with their spouses? Because you're talking to a girl, if it's a girl that really knows who she is and values herself, when you're talking to her and approaching her in the sense of, oh, I want to marry you. If you're talking about this new generation young girls who are very empowered, she's looking at, are you a good communicator, right? Do you know how to be supportive to my vision? So maybe while you're talking to her about marrying her, and she's like, oh, yeah, so I do want to go back to school to get my PhD. And then you make mention of, oh, no, I want you to have 4 kids first before you go back. The minute you say that, the girl will probably be like, no, this is not my partner, because you're kind of telling her that her vision for herself does not matter. So for you, what matters at that point is marriage and kids. So when you approach a girl stating things like that, obviously she's not going to be marriage material anymore. She might do things to discourage you from pursuing her, not because she's a bad person, but she can start like doing things that are not, that are not, respectful or something, and you'll be like, oh, no, no, I don't want this person, you know. And how do you, what is your understanding of what a man should be? So, are you approaching her and letting her know that, oh, as the man of the house, I'm in charge. Everything is my, I decide what happens, and your input does not matter. So when you come off like that, a young girl will be like, "Oh no, I've seen that happen in my own home. I'm not gonna be my mom, right?" because most girls they say to themselves, I don't want to be my mother, especially if they notice their mother struggling, not getting respect from
Oh
their
yeah,
father. Right.
honestly.
Yeah, so
Yes.
they
Yes.
intentionally say, I do not want to be my mom. I do not want to experience what my mom had, and for that reason they become overly cautious to who they say yes to, you know. And so you as a man, if you want to be, if you want to find a wife, you also have to be a husband material. It's not only the woman that has to have wife material. You have to, the women of this generation want men who are husband material as well. So what are you, are you going to be part of raising the kids, or are you going to say it's my responsibility and leave? Just like you say, and especially during December, men do this a lot. You take your wife, you take your kids, you go to the village,
Yeah,
and you abandon your wife to become the cook of your family. She's up at
that's
five
so true.
o'clock cooking breakfast. In the afternoon, she's cooking
From
lunch.
morning till the next morning.
Ah, hey, what?
Hey,
You know,
from morning till the next morning, I see it all the time. Ah,
this is overwhelming. And then the woman, just because she doesn't want to be seen as a bad wife, she would do it, but she's not happy. So you see her face, she's frowning. And then people will comment, why is this woman always frowning? She's never happy. No, you cannot be happy, because if you have to be cooking in the village and you're cooking for a large number of people, you're cooking under firewood. Smoke is entering your head, your face, your nose. It's not a conducive. So don't take your wife to the village and abandon her to become the your family's housekeeper for the entire
Victoria,
December period.
Victoria,
Yeah, yeah,
Victoria, my dad. Let me not cut you
yeah.
short. I'm sorry. Let me just share this little story. It happened to
Okay.
me. My late husband, years ago. Years ago. When we traveled to village for one party, that's why I dreaded Christmas, right? We traveled to village then, and I was practically a kid because I married in my earliest 20s. You can imagine. We traveled
Yeah.
home for Christmas. And I remember in that Christmas then, I just had my baby then. I just had my baby, and my baby then was still a baby, like 7 months. Do you
Wow.
know many people, because he was all these big men, so to say, many
Yeah.
people were coming, and instead of this man to call for a cook, for all these catering people, I was the
Yeah.
one that was told to cook for battalions of people. At that
Mm.
age, I've always been a hardworking girl, no doubt. Still today, I'm known for that in my family. Like I know I'm too hardworking and I enjoy doing it. Like there was a time you mentioned that if you don't have anything doing, you are not at your best. It's just the same with me. If I'm not doing what I love doing, I'm not at my best. So I enjoyed, whatever I'm doing, whatever I set my mind to do, I do it to the fullest. Do you know
Yeah.
I started cooking? I made fried rice, I made pepper soup, I made white rice, I made jollof rice, I cooked three different types of food. One person in my earliest of 20s. Now, this doesn't mean anything to me, but honestly speaking, Victoria, it was too much. It was too much. So I cooked, I started begging his relations to help me serve, right? Actually, they came, they helped me serve, but I was in the kitchen from morning till midnight of standing.
Ay, ay,
Standing, and
ay.
I developed waist pain. I started having waist pain. Then, after then, I think I went to bed, if I'm not mistaken, around 2 a.m. Then the next day, I felt horribly sick. Like my body was vibrating. High fever, that is, the fever was so high.
Hmm.
I didn't even know that it was because of what I did the previous day, how I stressed my body that caused, and coupled with
Yeah.
someone with a newborn baby. 7 months is still a baby, right? I never knew. I felt sick, terribly sick. It was that bad that they had to call my family. It was my
Wow.
family that came to their place, yes, and carried me, because if not for that, I don't know what would have become of me today. Maybe I probably would not have been here today. My family came eventually after they struggled for like 1 week, getting to 2 weeks of my not getting well. My family came, took me, and we traveled back to town where I went to proper hospital. So what we're treating now, men are not taking, men are not looking into it. They
I
don't
know.
care.
They don't
Nothing
care.
villagers will tell you is you are the wife. You are supposed to do it. Why you see them for and I remember what transpired that time. Even some of them that I served food then, they were busy making sarcastic comments.
Yep.
You know, some were busy saying, I think it's
Yep.
all about you people flying on television. You should bend down. You should bend down and say,
Yep.
why? This is not
Yep.
TV. You should, at that
They
age, I
want to
was
humble you.
heartbroken. I cried myself to sleep. Yes, it happened to me. That's why I want to share it. So that's
No, they
why I
want to. They
said
want to
so
humble
many
you. Yeah, you think you're something. Let's humble her. Let her be the servant.
you cannot humble me by maltreating me. It doesn't
I
work.
know.
Rather, you are giving me wings to fly. Humbling me by maltreating me, I would rather say you're empowering me, you're giving me power to fly. Because if all you have for me is to maltreat me, what's left? There's
Yep.
nothing left. So please go ahead, Victoria. I only want to share this story because
Oh
it really
no.
touched me.
No, it's good that you shared it so that people will, people will understand that and learn to stand up for themselves. Because what happens is sometimes
Yeah.
women don't stand up for themselves. They don't say anything. They just keep quiet because they want to be seen so bad as a good woman. So you sit down in the kitchen there and cook and cook and cook. I was very lucky that I did not experience that because
Agree.
one of my co-wives wanted to shame me and she told them I don't know how to cook. So they never bothered me to cook. When I go home back when I was in Nigeria. So in fact the day they said, "Oh, you need to cook," they asked me to make yam and stew. I asked them where is the sugar. They asked me what sugar for. I said to add to the yam. They drove me away from the kitchen and they never allowed me near the kitchen. So I enjoyed that. So they never bothered me. I will sleep till 8 o'clock when I go, because and they just make fun of me. They just gossip. Everybody was pushing their nose at me. She doesn't know how to cook. Oh. She doesn't know how to cook. I didn't change their perspective, but one of the other wives she knew because I've gone to visit them and she knows I'm a good
Victoria.
cook. Right. So
Yeah.
so they said all, they just gossip. My mother-in-law did not know I was a good cook till she came to do a mugo here, in US. And the first day she came, I gave her food, and she's like, "Oh, who made this food?" It's me. I made Vitaly food. She's like, "You can cook?" I said, "Yeah." And she's like, "Wait, what?" So her younger son, who was living with us at that time, said, "Oh yeah, she's a baddie. She cooks very well." And she couldn't believe it. She's like, "Well, why did you make us believe that you didn't?" I said, "Because somebody was. If I had at that time tried to prove that I was a good cook, she will sabotage it. People,
And that
you
was
guys
what
will
I did.
sabotage it. Yes. So there was no need. So I preferred for you guys to believe that I was a terrible cook. And for that reason, I did not change, So nobody for the 3 years I was in Nigeria before I came to US, I would visit my in-law. They never called me to cook because, I allowed the gossip to go that I was a horrible, horrible cook. I couldn't cook anything. So I was saved by that. So the thing is, most women, we don't stand up for yourself. You don't say, I can't do this. This is too much. We want to please people pleasing. And we've taught you guys a lot this year about standing up for yourself and knowing what you can take and what you cannot take.
Nah.
Don't kill yourself just trying to make people happy. The people that you're trying to make happy would not even appreciate it. They will still cuss you out. They might even tell you that the food does not taste good. That's why there
Yeah.
are cooks. If in fact, there was a forum that I was on. I think we talked about this a few sessions ago, where we were arguing about it, and I was saying, why is it that when women go home for December, they all stay in instead of you to relax? You guys are cooking from morning to night, morning to night. Why can't they hire a caterer to come and cook? And some women said, "Oh, that was I shouldn't have. It was wrong for me to say that I won't cook. I would rather pay a caterer." I said, "Yes, I would rather pay somebody to cook because when I come home, I also want to socialize. I also want to go out because it's the men, just like you rightly identify. The men will wake up in the morning, wash, and then phew, they're gone. You, the woman, will have to be the
Just
one to
leave.
stay
They
home.
disappear. You don't see them anymore.
You will stay home morning, afternoon, night, cooking, cleaning, entertaining guests, and your husband is just gallivanting. And so, men, this is for you. Please, when you're if you're going out, take your kids and your family with you. Don't leave them in the house and turn your wife to, to the housekeeper and the house girl. And then you wonder, oh, why are you frowning? Ah, you're never happy, eh? Oh, look at all the money
Why
I
is that
spent for us to
frown?
come here for Christmas. And you're crying. You have to understand why she's frowning. So be a better spouse and support your wife and say, oh, you know what, honey, I want us to go to the village this Christmas. I want you to enjoy. I want you to be able to go visit your friends, visit your family. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to find somebody that will pay money, who will cook, clean, wash clothes for us, and then we can enjoy it. Then trust me, if you do that next December, before you even start telling your wife, she'll be the one packing the bag and telling you, oh yeah, let's go. When are
Yeah.
we going? Because you made her life easy. So because I sometimes I've asked men, they'll say, "Oh, women like to cook." No, we
It's
don't
not
like to cook like that.
no.
It's not
We do
true.
it because
It's
we
not.
have to. It doesn't mean we like it.
Yes, we do. Yeah. So it's not oh, it's lazy women that don't want to cook. Okay, yeah, call me lazy. I don't care, but I don't want to do that. When I go home, I want to enjoy like you. I want to go visit people. I want to relax because we're in the town. We're walking. We're overwhelmed. So during Christmas, when I come to the village, I want to relax. I want to sleep and wake up at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, wash, go visit people, come back. We need to stop, man, you need to start supporting your wife and
Yeah.
realizing that we don't like suffering. Nobody
Yeah.
likes to suffer. Anybody that chooses to suffer, I respect their view, but not all women want to respect. So if I just quickly go back to the men looking for wives, so you yourself have to be a husband material. You
Exactly. You
have
need
to,
to.
yeah, you need to know how to communicate effectively with your spouse. You need to understand what it means to have a wife. You're not, she's not a slave. She's not somebody who does not have vision. Women have a goal too. We have ambition. We have what we want to be. Our life does not start and end with Mrs. and having babies. There are women who want to do great things in the world. There are women who want to create drugs that will cure cancer. There are women who want to develop, invent something that would solve world peace or whatever the case may be. So you being a partner who understands that will make it easy for you to find a good lady to marry as well. So change yourself, be trustworthy, say what you mean and mean what you say. Keep your be learn how to manage your urges. Not every time you see any girl passing, you're looking, and the girl you're talking to is right there, but you see another woman passing by that has all the right curves, and your eyes is moving. If the woman sees you do that, she's gonna say, "Oh no, this person is
Honestly.
gonna give me headache." So
Honestly.
women are changing the way they see marriage. They're not saying, yeah, there's people who want to get married, but at the same time, there are people who want to make right decisions when it comes to marriage. Just like the man is looking for a woman who will cook, clean, birth babies for him, a woman also is looking for a man who will pay the bills, take care of him, take care of her, make her happy, make her feel like she's the best woman in the world. So we both want the same thing. You can't want one thing and think that a woman wants a man who does not respect her, who does not love her, who does not take care of her. So it goes both ways. But at most, be true to yourself. Don't go proposing to 10 women this December. You go to this village. Hey, Omalicha, I love that. I want to marry this one. Let's go and do small thing. You go and do introduction. Then you go to another village. You see another. This is the one. Then you're promising and breaking people's hearts. Remember, there is karma. When you lie to someone that you want them and you give them hope, and then you turn around and break that promise. If she goes on her knees and pray for you, bad things can happen, and then you marry another woman, and the woman comes in and she can have kids, and she doesn't know why. It's because another woman has placed a cost on you for the pain she caused her. So remember that
Yeah.
karma is real.
Yeah.
So know what is right. Be careful where you go to. Going to beer parlors and just drinking. A lot of men get poisoned, right? They go to beer parlor, you're drinking, you leave your
Hmm.
drink and you go pee and come back, and somebody can spill something in it, and that's it. So be careful, be
I want to read
better,
out the
and then
comments
live
I
with
saw
us.
here.
Yeah.
Victoria, I want you to treat the comments I saw here. Okay, I'm gonna read out two. One of them said, I think Chidera Emmanuel said, I won't want to label my wife, and I would want her to communicate with me. Okay, that's number one comment. The second one I have here is okay, Purity 042 said, is this cooking thing that is making me to avoid my husband's village on Christmas. Now you see what we're
See?
talking about.
Yeah.
One is a man that said he wouldn't want to labor his wife and he would want his wife to communicate with him. Then Purity said this cooking of a thing is the thing that made her not to love going home for Christmas. Please, I want you to
No, it's a
treat it.
big it's a big debate. I've seen posts on Facebook I think last week, 2 weeks ago, where a group of women were arguing the same thing about, this women are getting tired of going home during Christmas because it is just cooking, cleaning, cooking, cleaning. So Chidera, thank you for pointing that out. If you're a man, I know it's a unisex name, and that's my daughter's name
Yeah.
too. But
No.
you know, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that you recognize that. There are some men who know that and they don't allow their wives to participate. And there are some men who don't care. So if you really love your wife, you have to make the journey interesting for her. You have to let her know that she's not going there to, and there's no dishwasher, there's no dishwasher there. There is no washer, there's no
No.
dryer. So she's cooking, cleaning, washing plates, washing clothes with her hand. Ay, ay, ay. That's
Hi.
too much. So I'm glad, Chidera, that you recognize that. And the other lady that said she doesn't like to go, I feel the
I don't
same thing. I feel the same thing. If I'm gonna go, I'm just reduced to cooking and cleaning and making everybody happy but myself. I will, after 2 days, I will revolt. I might do it the first day, I might do it the second day, but by the third day, my attitude will come up because I'm gonna start frowning. I'm not gonna be smiling, and people are gonna notice. And if you ask me, at where I am right now in my life, I will tell you why I'm not happy. In the past, I'll probably
wow.
hide it and not say anything because I don't want to offend someone. But I've also realized now that
But
I
not today.
cannot. I cannot offend myself. I cannot self sabotage myself just to please people. So I'm gonna open my mouth and say, yeah, I'm just not feeling this. You guys leaving all the food for me to cook and clean and wash dishes. I can't do this. So tomorrow, if you guys want food, everybody better wake up and contribute and help. If you don't, we're all gonna go hungry. I'll take my kids, go to the restaurant and eat. But that's it. You can call me whatever. I'm fine with people calling me anything they want. I can't change your opinion, but I have to make myself happy. So
I'm
that's
over
how
it.
I say it. But we need to. I think the women. I think the women, and maybe the other lady that said that, maybe you need to communicate that with your husband and let him know why you don't want to go. Is because you just go and cook and clean, and I think if we begin to speak up, because oftentimes men will say, "Oh, I didn't know you're not happy. Oh, I didn't know that doing all of those things, but I thought you were happy." So I think it's also important that we tell them how we feel. Don't just assume, because men really don't think like we women think. Men are just straightforward people. They just go. So if you're cooking it, they're not looking at your face to see, oh, is she enjoying the cooking or not? He might see you frowning. He's like, she's always frowning, whatever. He's not looking at it deeply the way you are thinking about it deeply. So maybe if we start expressing ourselves and saying, honey, I really want to go to the village with you this Christmas, but I don't want to go. And this is the reason why I don't want to go. I don't like to cook continually. I'm already cooking here. When I go home, I want to enjoy. I want us to go together so you can show me your childhood friends. You can show me all the places. If it's the type that grew up in the village, I want you to take us and show us the trees you climb and things like that. That's what I want to experience. I don't want to experience the kitchen. And then if the man loves you, hopefully he will, say, "Oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's compromise. Let's see what you can do to make the visit easier. If not, bye." I
Yeah.
stay home with my kids. I don't go nowhere. I'm not cooking for nobody. Yeah. Oh, Purity said, I'm not from that village. I don't know anywhere. I would love to be taken. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why you need to speak up, respectfully. I'm not saying go and start fighting them. That's not what we're preaching here. We're not telling you to go box anybody. No. You gotta
Yeah.
just communicate clearly what your expectations are. But also know, remember that when you tell people what you cannot do, people are gonna hate you. So also be ready for that because they're not gonna like you once you say that you're not gonna cook it every day. Just know that. So be ready for it. So if you're not willing to stand up and defend your position, then don't even say it. Just continue cooking. It is what it is.
Thank you so much, Victoria. God bless you. We all heard what she said. She spoke our minds. And Victoria rightfully made this point. You need to communicate with your husband. Each and every one of us, if you know you are married, begin right now to let it out, like Victoria rightfully said. Tell him what you don't like that happens in the village all the time whenever you people find yourselves there, right? Because of my experience in the years past, I didn't find it funny anymore. I didn't find it funny, and I wasn't ready to go through that route any longer in my life, right? I remember something that happened when I lost my mom in 2019. So we went for burial in the village then before COVID. When we were at the burial, after the main burial and all that, when you lose someone, especially mom or dad, after burial, you people don't travel back immediately, right? So after the burial, do you know, because of what happens years ago, like Victoria rightfully said it, some of us will tell you, I don't want to be like my mom because of what my mom went through. Maybe my mom allowed it. I wouldn't want to be my mom. And that's why you find a lot of women, you can call them rebels if you like, but they're actually not rebels. They are standing to their truth. They are standing, rejecting the treatment meted on their mom negatively in the past. And for someone who stands to say, you did this to my mom, you're not going to do that to me. I didn't see any crime she committed there. She didn't commit any crime, right? So after my mom's burial, even when my two brothers asked us, are we that we should please go and cook? Do you know we said the girls? We said no, that we didn't come back home to start cooking. Nobody, we didn't go in to do anything. The only thing I know we were doing was making sure you take care of your own children. But you know what we did? All of us rallied together. We called a cook. Now, I tasted this life. It was sweet. We called a cook for the number of the remaining days we had. We call the caterer. The caterer comes as early as 6 a.m., begin to prepare breakfast for everybody. The caterer gives us breakfast, the caterer gives us lunch, the caterer gives us dinner. And this life was sweet. All it takes is money. And it's not one person that paid it. We all contributed money to do that for our own comfort. Now you see, if men can be doing that, more respect. I'm not saying that any man should call a caterer to be feeding them breakfast, lunch and dinner all the time. No. But if you know you are a man, you have a program this December, you have an event this December that you are hosting this December, please stop stressing that lady you married. Stop stressing that Amazon you married. Stop making them to be more of a slave to you instead of a wife. How can you be hosting an event as a man in the village? You are telling your wife to cook the food a whole village plus visitors will eat. Then I have not, Queen, you're gonna talk when I finish, okay? Then I noticed something again. I have seen husband and wife living in harmony, in peace, in unity, in love. You see love radiating in their world when they were in town. The moment is Christmas period that they will go home. The moment these people traveled home, the man turns around to become a dragon. The woman will be looking for the man he married. Even if the woman tells him, honey, I love you, the man will do. Why? He's trying to prove to the villagers, I'm the man, I'm in control. She doesn't have rights over me. She can't control me. I'm controlling. Now, people in the village will be telling you, what is this nonsense? Is this love you people are showing here? Better stop the sea. You are a man. Men doesn't show their love.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. what I wanted to say is women should try and speak up, because most of the men sometimes they tend to do this thing on purpose. They know their family. They'll take you to their family's house to go and walk you out. Like their sisters don't do that. But when you get to the house, that's when the mother will know they have clothes, they have kitchen that you have to clean, they have some things you have to help them tidy up in the village. And I came for Christmas. That's not supposed to be my job. I came to spend Christmas with my family because they are my family now. So you giving me things to do like that is not really called for. So I really don't entertain it. I don't like it. So what I want is women should speak out. They should talk to their husband first before going to the village, so that it doesn't look like you are disrespectful when you tell them, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. At least speak to your husband first before you get to the village. So when your mother-in-law or anybody gives you any job that is outside what you want, your husband can say, no, my wife cannot do this for now, please. She's very tired, or no, she came here to relax, or she came here for Christmas. Because whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. So it's better if your husband says it for you. You have to have this good conversation with your husband before going to the village. That's my own take.
Yeah, well said, Queen. Well said. That's right. Speaking up and telling, Well, let me ask you a question though, Queen. So what if you have a spouse that doesn't want to listen to you about, hey, I don't want to go home and cook? What do you think the woman should do? How do you want her to react? What do you want her to do differently without actually getting into a fight with her spouse? Do you have any advice for the woman?
Um, I believe before getting married, you should know your spouse very well. So if you guys don't have a good conversation, it's going to cause quarrel. She should just do it, then later talk to the spouse about it.
Okay, that's doable. But I think also that if I want to add to that, I would say maybe the woman can choose not to go as well, because if you're already there, if it's something that happens every single year, because there are some men that go to the village every year. So if you're going and hoping that if you do it, when you come back you talk about it, the man can say, okay, yeah, sorry, and then next year it happens again. At that point, what do you want her to do? If it's something that happens over and over and over again, what would you want her to do differently?
Uh, okay, that means she shouldn't go to the village.
Okay.
Maybe it's better she go spend the Christmas with her own family. That should be better.
Okay. All right, those are good advices as well. Yeah, it's better for the woman to stay. You know what? You can go. I'll stay home with the kids. Go and have fun. Instead of going, because once, especially if you're not really on good terms with the in-laws, if you go, they can sense if there's a tension between you and your husband, and they can use that to their advantage, which might cause you to have more issues with your spouse. Don't you agree? I think if they sense that you guys are not getting along, they might capitalize on that and then, just make life more miserable for you and things like that. So, yeah, you have to be careful. And if you, the woman, you have the ability to pay for it. Get somebody to cook and come and clean and be washing the dishes and washing the clothes. You can do that, so that way you're not really not helping. You're doing what needs to be done, but you're getting somebody else to do it for you. So that's another way you can do it, and you can manipulate it in such a way that your husband ends up paying for it without you paying for it. You can say, "Oh, I'm going to the market for food." Maybe if the food item is 2,000 naira, you tell him, oh well, it's gonna cost us 6,000. Then they use that 4,000 to get somebody to. I'm just using that as an example, not that that's the value. So you can still do that, but play it in such a way that you're diplomatic about it, without having any miscommunication or differences with your spouse. So one of the things that we're also talking about, Queen, is that men who are saying that they're not able to find a wife during December. Um, there are no good women. Do you have any suggestions for those men? Are there things that you need to tell them to do differently to be able to find the right woman for them?
Okay. Um, Not really. Men, they tend to they believe during Christmas festival, or they believe money is just the center of it. You came for Christmas, and if you see a genuine woman, you would know. You
Yeah.
don't have to spend more before you know a woman that really wants you. The way she talks to you, the way she approach every matter that concerns you, even during this festive period, you will know. So it doesn't have to talk about money. Money should not be the center of it. And most of them, they talk too much. Most of these men, when they are with their friends, you are out with them, they talk too much. So because of that, they believe this is how the ladies are too. But they don't know that they are the problem.
Yeah. And then, do you have any advice for the young girls that are looking for spouses this December? The single girls, what do they need to be looking out for? Any social, are there things that they should not be doing as well?
Yes. Um they should cut down their expenses, because when you demand too much from a man, they'll run away. Let me use that word, run away, because here in Nigeria, men don't like spending during Christmas for any lady that is not their wife, or maybe girlfriend. Maybe if they're meeting you for the first time, you guys are hanging out for the first time, and you're demanding too much, they'll they'll see you as a gold digger. Yes, that's the word they use. A gold digger. This one is just after my money. And at the same time, if you really observe it very well, you see most of these girls, they really don't want the relationship. They just want to spend some time with the guy that has money. So if they cut down their expenses, I believe they're going to find someone during this festive period.
Chris said if they cut their expenses, they might find a girl to marry. Okay, maybe it's true, but I feel it's their attitude. Well, that's what I feel. If they can change themselves, they can if they can change their attitude, because even if they cut the money, like you said, Queen, which is also part of it, even if they cut it, what about cutting it and still living the reckless life they used to live? What happens even though they've cut the money, right? And they are still living that same life, expecting something to change in that same life they are living. Can't you see something will not change?
Emma,
They
I
will
was
rather
talking about the
appear
ladies.
to those
I was
women they
talking
don't want.
about the ladies.
Okay, the ladies, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, you mean the ladies should? Okay, I didn't really
Cut
get
down
it.
their
What do you mean the
expenses.
ladies
Yes,
should
their
do?
demand during this festive period, if they really want somebody, something genuine.
Okay, I
My friend
think that's
has
still
this, my friend bought that. That's why I said they should cut down their expenses, because when you demand too much during this period, men will run away. Then for the guys, their lifestyle, they should try to amend their ways, because most of them, they live reckless life during this Christmas period. Yeah.
actually because it's our men, they need to be the people to change first. Assuming they change their old self to a newer person, that for some of them that wants to get married, for example, when they change themselves to become new, and remove the old wineskin that they used to have. Those type of ladies that are too demanding will not cross their paths. That's what life is all about. If you don't change yourself as a man, you will meet the kind of ladies you are attracting in that same old behavior you have as a man. But if our men can change the way they behave to a newer version of themselves who actually compose themselves, who is focused and know exactly what he wants. I don't think he will go to those ladies that are too demanding, because changing yourself, your attitude, the way you respond to things, your behavior, being focused and you will meet exactly the type of woman you want to get married to. So that's why we titled the topic New Wineskin, for our men to begin to change into new wineskin. But all the same, Queen, thank you so much. You made a valid point here, right? And for some of us who are tired of being neglected when they go back home, our men should look into that. The ones that are already married, many women, Victoria rightfully said it, communicate with them, with your husband. Let him know the things you like and the things you don't like. Or let him know how you feel you suffer a lot whenever you people go home. At least communicate ahead of time, so that the man will know if he's the one that will be understanding. Even if he's not the understanding type, let him know. The time we women start speaking up to the things we do not appreciate, the better for us. Even though initially, like Victoria said, get ready, because you'll be called names. Many will hate you. Many will castigate your name. Just get ready. But you know what? You don't have to be afraid whatever anybody says about you. Just state it the way it is, because you are in the picture. You are the one who wears the shoes and know where it pinches, right? That's why I say some men will be lovey-dovey in town. On reaching village, you are seeing a different being altogether. Why? They want to show that they are men. And in the process of doing that, some are getting it all wrong by enslaving their wives. That's not showing you are a man. It's not it one bit. Right? It's not it. So men should begin to change to a new wineskin. Don't travel home with your family and automatically turn your wife into a slave because you want to appear to the villagers that you are in control. Control by enslaving your wife doesn't make you a man. It makes you less of a man. Being a man is showing love in that town and also showing that same love in the village. That's what makes you a man. If men should begin to hear this from us. You treating her bad, thinking that, oh, I don't want villagers to know that I don't want them to see the love side of me. They will call me a weak man. No, you're a strong man. You're a powerful man who can actually show love to the scene of everybody, to his wife. That's why many doesn't like going home anymore for Christmas. Some still love it, but each time they go, they come back with heartbreak. Nobody wants that. So that's why we are urging our men, we are urging them to please change from the way they behave. Whatever love you show your wife in town, show that same love in the village. Don't enslave anybody's daughter in the name of proving to be a man. It doesn't help. It doesn't make you a man. I don't know why today that is their men's program, they have refused to come up, because I would have loved them to come up. Let's hear what they have to say. Let's know the reason why they do what they do, because we don't know as women. Let's know why they always go home and abandon their wife and children and start moving up and down without caring to come back home, leaving them to enslave themselves at home. I don't know why they have chosen not to come up so that they can help us on this topic. But all the same, we're still going to post this video. This is what we are urging them to do. Be that God-fearing man. Be the leader you are. Be the leader you are. All these things happening. Okay, someone say women are getting tired of marriage. Unfortunately, that's true. But I will not stop anybody from getting married. Please, it's a sweet thing. The only thing is, pray over it so that God will bless you with the right person. If not, women are actually tired. The things they see scares them. Many go into marriage and turns out to be slaves. That's not how it should be. Then Christmas, some will tell you every Christmas, I'm always having anxiety. I don't want to go home. They have their reasons for saying that. And these reasons are the things we are treating here. Okay, so that is all we have for today. So let's hear if there's, Victoria, you are back. Please, if there's any advice you will give, just give it to us so that we can close, yeah? I have something to attend to urgently. Although it's already closing time anyway.
Oh, I think I've said most of what I had to say. Again, just have them be careful. Oh, somebody said women are getting tired of marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. People don't people don't value it anymore. It's not, So if a man is looking for a wife, make sure that you also want to treat that wife nice. If you're not interested in treating her nice, then stay
Get
by
her.
yourself. Leave her alone. Um, because it doesn't make sense that you don't want to treat somebody nice and yet you want the person to come and share your life. It doesn't make sense at all. So leave them alone and then find. There are probably women who feel like that, who want to be that. Then find those type of people. Don't go and find people who have a purpose, who want to do things differently in life and then try to change them. It doesn't make sense. It's not gonna work, you know. Um Billionaire Neki.
I'm reading her
She's
comments.
Yeah, she's focused on her life right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Billionaire Richie, I don't think so. All right. I'm
Yeah.
focusing on my life and my children right now.
Right.
I'm okay.
It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of
Oh yeah.
stress. You
I'm tired. I'm tired. It's
you
really a
deal
lot of
with in-laws, you deal with yeah, that's too much. I want my peace. My peace is more important than
tired
any.
of dealing with in-laws. I'm sick and tired of dealing with in-laws. I'm done. I'm done, really. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, so not everybody wants that anymore. Women are choosing, and that's why population is decreasing. If you see, I think I've mentioned this. Japan, there's a movement called the 5B movement, or where women are choosing not to get married and choosing not to have kids.
Wow.
That's their choice. I'm not gonna judge them, but most of them, when you ask them, they said they saw how their mom slaved and slaved and slaved and took care of everybody, but nobody takes care of them. Yeah. Oh, research it. Yeah, Neki, research it. A lot of women are choosing not to. It's not it. To them, it's not worth it. Look at all the stress you have to go through, and then some of these people, something will happen to them, and their kids are not even there to take care of them.
Yeah.
You know, and the men get older, and they want to feel powerful. They go find another 18-year-old girl to marry and start their life, and they don't even think about all the things that you gave up to build a family, and they get up and they just want to go do their own life. So women are realizing that it's not worth it. They're making money, buying their own house, and just being happy at life. So is it right? I can't judge them. It is their choice, and I respect that. You know. So
Yeah.
yeah, but everyone be careful this Christmas. Have a wonderful Christmas celebration.
Thank you so much. And Queen. Queen, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you so much, Queen. I saw what you wrote here. You said kudos to my mom. She deserves the best. She gave up everything to take care of us. That's it. That's women for you. That's women generally for you. We give up everything. We give up everything. But you know what? Please, I need everybody to, if not for anything, try as much as you can to have peace of mind this Christmas. Whatever that will cost you pain, please do not go there. Don't near that thing. Please don't go there. Try and have peace of mind. That's what we need this Christmas. When you have peace of mind, you have everything. Honestly, you have everything. So, Queen, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution. And Victoria, thank you so much. Everybody that gave us gifts, we love and appreciate you people one by one. God bless each and every one of you. Yeah. And for the men that we are having this program for, we didn't see them. Unfortunately, men are always hiding. Men doesn't like hear, they don't want to hear the truth. But what can we do? They initiated this program and yet they are the ones running away from it. But I appreciate Ezo Culture and I think Ugo Sugo. These two names I called have been frequent, but unfortunately they weren't here with us today. But I still appreciate them among all the men. These two kept on coming back. All right. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to come. Thank you so much for making this 2024 a beautiful and wonderful year. At least having you all, communicating with you all, right? Having a community, all of us are now, in one community on this platform. So we pray to God that next year our platform will be bigger, larger than it is already. We hope to reach out more people out there. We hope to reach out to them and share this message of empowerment to each and every one of us. While we are hosting, we're also learning from you guys while you guys are learning from us. So I truly appreciate all of you and I wish you all the best. May God bless everybody, be with you all, and please remember, stay safe. Stay safe this Christmas. Very important. Stay safe. Don't go um, to anyhow places. Please stay safe. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Queen, thank you. Love you. Victoria, thank you so much. Love you so much. I
All
really
right,
appreciate it.
bye. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. Have a great holiday to you guys. Bye. We love you. Bye, guys. Bye.